Hi there, my name's Gary, welcome to Tartan Groundhopper. Today we're going to talk about Queen's Park. Queen's Park are the oldest football team in Scotland, having been around since 1867. And indeed are actually at their home ground, Hampden Park. Here it is. 52,000 seater stadium. As you know, it's normally home to the Scotland national team, and all the cup finals in Scotland are held here. And up until a few years ago it was the home to Queen's Park, but obviously costs, and they had to sell, and they sold it to the SFA for a nominal fee, with the idea that they are going to move to a more suitable stadium, which is right next door to Hampden. Their average attendances are about 1 to 2,000 if you're lucky, and in a 52,000 seater stadium, as you can imagine, that's not much use. So their stadium is going to be more suited to the environment, but it's not quite yet finished, which is why they have been continuing to play here for 2004-2005 season. I'm just going to give you some facts about Queen's Park. Let's go. If you haven't heard of Queen's Park, you'll probably not realise its importance to the game of football across the whole world. It is hugely important. As I say, Queen's Park formed their way back in 1867. They were involved in basically making the rules of the game and amending the rules of the game, along with a few other clubs in England, Sheffield FC, etc. For example, they lay claim to this. Now, I haven't verified this, but they lay claim to have invented the crossbar, because they used to use tape back in the day across the two posts, and they would rather have the solid bar, so they lay claim to that. They also lay claim to inventing the passing game, because again, back in the day, football was very much a game of kick and rush. It was not the passing game and the strategy that we all know nowadays. Again, Queen's Park lay claim to being the first football club to having passed the ball and strategise about how to win a game. Thirdly, they also claim to have invented the free kick, or amended that one to the rules of football. And finally, half time, the break in the middle of the game, they also claim that as their own as well. So there we go. When you experience all these events, it comes back to this little club on the south side of Glasgow. And there's more. It was Queen's Park, way back in the late 1800s, that organised the very first international football match between Scotland and England at Hamilton Crescent in Partick in Glasgow. And there was obviously no arrangements about players, so they supplied all the players for the Scotland team. Unfortunately, it was a boring 0-0 draw, watched by 4,000 people. But after that, the rest is history. International football kicked on from there. And later on, they were founder members of the SFA with a few other clubs at the time. They formed the Scottish Football Association. They were then invited by the English FA to play in the English FA Cup. And believe it or not, they got to two finals. But unfortunately, didn't win any of them, beaten by Blackburn Rovers on both occasions. So, this club is a big deal. It might not be so powerful now, but it's a big deal. One final bit of trivia here. I want you to name the 3 teams that have won the Scottish Cup the most. Now, we know the easy answer here is Celtic and Rangers, of course it is. The siblings who are always squabbling in Glasgow. But the third team, the team that comes in number 3 as having won the third most Scottish Cups, is Queen's Park. Now, I could say that a lot of you won't know that, and I'm not surprised because the last time they won the Scottish Cup was 1893, probably before everybody that's watching this was born and their mothers and fathers were born as well. So it's not surprising that you don't know that, but that is the truth. They have won it on 10 occasions. And at the time they were the best club in Scotland. Now they might have fallen in harder times now, but I think we're beginning to see a bit of resurgence in Queen's Park. They have been amateur up to a few years back, so they didn't pay their players any money at all, and they competed in the SPFL leagues along with all these other teams that paid wages. But it just become too much recently, and they've only recently went professional and started paying the same wages as the other teams. So we are now seeing them in the Championship, having coming up from League 2 and doing well. And that is the team we are going to see tonight play East Kilbride, which is a non-league team, to be fair, a Lowland League team. We're going to see them play in the SPFL Trust Trophy semi-final. And we're not going to see them there. We're going to see Queen's Park there. This, folks, is Lesser Hampden. Currently known as the City Stadium, but it's still Lesser Hampden. The reason it's called Lesser Hampden is, well, there's Hampden. There's the big stadium. And there's the wee one. So when Hampden was sold, Queen's Park built this pavilion beside Lesser Hampden and moved their offices from Hampden there to here. And this is where Queen's Park are now based. Even though there's a bit of an irony that they're currently not playing regularly at this stadium, this will eventually be their home.
Welcome to our Ascot for this evening. SPFL Trust Trophy semi-final for Ascot is with Kilbride, who plays for our 2016-20
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Taking the swing for Queen's Park, number 17, Zach Redden.
Come on! When you go up!
Oh boy, equaliser. What a game it's been. So Queen's Park storm into a 2-0 lead, and you think that's it? Championship team going to steamroller the lower league team? Nope, that's not how it's working out. East Kilbride get one back, and then just before half time equalise. 2 each at half time, and I think we're going to see fireworks in the second half. tackle. Wow. Wow, what a game. East Kilbride look equal to this championship side Queen's Park. And hit the post in the last minute there. He should have won it. But by God, they look like the team that's going to win it now. Get that light off. Depends if they have the mental capacity to see this extra time out. And even if it goes to penalties, have they got the willpower? Soon going to find out.
A couple of league matches.
What a goal! It's 3-2 to Queen's Park. That was a cracking goal. Sorry I missed it, but it came out of nowhere. First half of extra time. Really well worked goal. It's going to be hard for these Kilbride fans to take. They played well. They played well the first and second half, but just as I suspected, it was just too much for them extra time.
Total attendance of 758. A big thank you for your support this evening.
There's wee Simon Ferry, God love him. So, what a game. 2 each after full time. It took it in the extra time. And we thought we're in for a game here, and basically Queen's Park come out and absolutely demolished East Kilbride in the first half extra time. Eventually they won 6-2 final result, so I can't say it wasn't a fair result because it absolutely was. I think Queen's Park showed but they were a tier 2 team eventually. So they proceed to the final. I love the exit to this stadium, the exit right beside Hampden. What a great wee stadium that is. When it's time for them to move, Queen's Park are going to have a brilliant home. And they don't need to worry about being in this mammoth stadium and only having 2,000 fans. I don't know if you heard, the attendance tonight was 768. But it's quite apt that the game I came to sees Queen's Park go through to a final, their first chance to win a cup competition since 1893. They've won leagues, don't get me wrong, they've won leagues, so they've won cups. League trophies for winning the league. But they haven't won a cup competition, as far as I know, since 1893. So a wee bit of history's in the making here. They're 90 minutes away from it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too long and it's not just me talking all the time. But I just love showing you about the place, and I hope you realise how important Queen's Park is. Not just to Scotland but to world football. It's almost the mother and the birth of a lot of ideas that form the football that we all love. See you later, folks.